What's good, my lovely peoples? It's your main man, Solace. Sex symbol Solace, that is. You know, your wife's friend. Your wife's cousin that her family never met. Anyway, check this out. Y'all pay to get buried the wrong way. The right way is free, but y'all have no knowledge or understanding on what that is. And it's a deep thing y'all have to grasp. Now, I did a video explaining the proper way to be buried. You can go find it. In fact, I did a video on everything. So anything you may have a question on, you don't have to ask me. Just type my name in and whatever you want to ask, and the video will pop up. So it's a simple thing. Y'all make life difficult. You have to stop. It's annoying. Now, I want y'all to grasp. Y'all pay to be buried the wrong way. In a box, you turn to a skeleton and all type of weird stuff. This is wrong. Y'all are stealing from the life. Grasp that. Your body is not treasure. It ain't your treasure. So you don't need to put it in a treasure chest. You know what y'all call a coffin? This is not right. Now I want y'all to grasp. Because y'all pay for fake food. Y'all pay for fake food, even though the real food is free. And it's a deep thing y'all have to grasp, because I took the camera out to the land, and I let y'all see all the free food. The wheat, the mussels. I did a video showing the bird dive down and get him some fish. I showed blue crabs, all types of things. Not the horseshoe crabs, I showed the crabs we eat, but the blue ones. So it's a deep thing y'all have to grasp. There's apples out there. I pretty much showed y'all all the free food on the land. Now y'all go to the supermarket and y'all pay for food that isn't real. Today I ate an orange. And I was wondering, where's the seed? When I was young, I used to hate the seeds, because every time I ate the orange when I was young, the seeds, they always just annoyed me. Every fruit I ate, the seeds annoyed me. But it's a deep thing now that I'm older. What happened to them? And it's a deep thing y'all have to grasp. Y'all work so that y'all can pay for homes. Y'all work so that y'all can buy food. Y'all work so y'all can buy clothing. And it's a deep thing y'all have to grasp. Because if y'all had knowledge in how to do these things yourselves, in the space to do it, you wouldn't have to work and be a slave in a system that ain't even built for you. It's a deep thing you have to grasp. A lot of y'all think the things I'm telling y'all is this or that. No, baby, I'm trying to tell you how to win. I'm trying to tell you how to be above the system. See, you have to grasp. The man that has knowledge on how to build his own home, he can build his own home for free. And then when he's done building his home, he can build other lazy motherfuckers' homes and make money off it, since y'all love money so much. So you see how his options open up? He doesn't have to work and slave for someone else to pay rent and all this weird stuff. He can build his own home for free. Then he can take that same skill and independently make himself revenue. So it's a deep thing you have to grasp. You're not losing in the things I say. You just have to grasp. The person that has knowledge in how to sew clothing, they can sew their own clothes for free. And if they're really good at it, people will say, I like that. And they can make themselves some revenue off it. All these big time designers that y'all wear, this is how they got their start. They had a talent and they used it. So it's a deep thing you have to grasp. You have to know a thing to know a thing. All y'all know how to do is be slaves. Now, I'm not knocking anybody for working. Y'all got to get out of this low spirit mind. people will work, so then they'll get upset that I say something about it. Mind you, I'm not saying something about it so you can get mad. I'm saying something about it so you can get aware. It's not about, oh, I work, so I'm going to take offense. And now I have a problem with this brother, even though he's telling me something good. Y'all got to wake up. Y'all got to raise up in y'all thought and y'all spirit. I don't know y'all. So I don't know why anyone would take anything personal. Now I can care less if anyone's taking anything personal. That's your fucking problem. My spirit's going to be good regardless. So y'all have to grasp. It's a simple thing. We know the ancestors, whether you claim African ancestry or whether you claim Native American ancestry. We all know prior to white people coming into these places, they lived a certain way, and it wasn't the way we live now. They didn't live where people worked for people to make them rich. Well, they did this in Egypt, but y'all have to grasp. In the ancient times, there was no Africa. There was just different lands. And they didn't consider Egypt a part of what all those lands of today, if this was back in the day, Egypt wasn't a part of them. Egypt was a part of the Middle fucking East. And that's how they synced it. See, this is why when Mansa Musa came through. Now, this is not ancient times. Mansa Musa is not ancient. But I just want y'all to grasp. Back in ancient times, Nubia didn't give a fuck about Egypt. They didn't look at Egyptians like, those are my brothers. They didn't fuck with them niggas. So it's a deep thing you have to grasp. Now, everybody dealt with everybody because of trade purposes, but I just want y'all to grasp that the ancestors, they didn't live the way we lived. Egypt did, but Kim was not considered a part of fucking Africa to the Africans, like the Nubians, those from Somalia, what's my other favorite place in Africa? I always forget, man. Beast, I forgot the name. But it doesn't matter. The point is this. The ancestors lived a certain way. Now, before I get into how the ancestors lived, I was talking about Mansa Musa. I know I caught a few of y'all attention. Now, Mansa Musa, I just wanted to use him to make my point that they didn't give a fuck about Egypt. Because Mansa Musa came to Egypt, and he gave away so much wealth that nobody was poor. Fucked their whole system up. Now, why would somebody do that if they're down with you? He understood their system. He didn't care. He like, fuck all that. You got people out here slaving for rice? Nah. See, Mansa Musa was the richest person ever documented in the world. His riches was so much, you couldn't keep track of it. So you can figure Mansa Musa was like Queen Elizabeth. In those times they had Mansa Musa, we have Queen Elizabeth. So it's a simple thing you have to grasp. And he wasn't like Queen Elizabeth. See, Queen Elizabeth will visit America and look at all the poor people, and that's it. If she even comes. Now, Mansa Musa, he go to Egypt, see all the poor people, he make them rich. And fucked Egypt up. It's a deep thing you have to grasp. But my point is this. The ancestors didn't live that way. They lived on their own land, and they got the wealth out the land. And if anyone from another land had a special skill, then they would trade off, buy, or however they wanted to do it. But there was no system as far as you have to do this or that. You could do what you want. Everybody had their own land. So every family had their own land. If you had a lot of land, you probably had a big-ass family. Everybody might not have been blood, but you know, it's life, this family. So it was a simple, deep thing. Everybody had their land, and they understood how to work their land. So everybody had as much wealth as they choose to have. Work your land as much as you want and do what you want. It's a simple but deep thing. Then we know white people came along, and they invented the system that we live in now. that they stole from Egypt. And it's a deep thing you have to grasp. White people stole everything they know from Egypt. So the whole system we live in now, this is that system. They just tweaked it up for these times, but this is where they learned all this sick shit. Now, this is not to knock those who follow Kemetic science. This is not to knock you, because I get knowledge anywhere. So you have to grasp. If the devil came right now, I'd get knowledge from the devil. It's all what you're going to do with the knowledge. So the devil isn't giving you knowledge and forcing you to do bad shit with it. You're going to do what you want. So the white people could have got knowledge from the Egyptians and did good with it. They chose to do what they want. So I don't want anybody to think I'm bashing Egypt. I'm just telling you what it is. Now, we know the ancestors of ours lived a certain way. And the white people lived the way they lived, and they forced this way on us. But now my point is this. Why isn't any black teachers teaching us to go back to the old ways that we know our ancestors lived? Why is everybody telling everybody to go deeper into the system? So you have to understand. If you're a business owner, then that means you have workers. A worker is a slave because they don't have their own wealth, meaning your business isn't theirs, and you don't care about them. This is why you pay them whatever you pay them, because it doesn't matter to you. The wealth is in the business. So it's a simple thing you have to grasp. We're doing the same thing. So if you get yourself a business, and I'm not knocking anyone who has their own business, you're doing better than the person who doesn't. So I'm not knocking you. What I'm saying is this system of that business is what fucked our ancestors over. So you have to take heed. You can't always just bite at something for your benefit. Sometimes you have to sit back and think, okay, I have my own business, but those who work for me, they are my slaves now. And I know this makes you feel important. This is why business owners and bosses feel important, because they have people under them, and this is bad. You have to think how deep that is. You're a boss and you have people under you, so this is why you feel better than them. And I don't care what anyone says. The boss always feels better than the worker. Now, he may not carry himself better than the worker, but he views himself as, I'm superior to the worker because I was able to do this and they can't. That's why they work for me. So it's the deep thing you have to grasp when we go into this. It's just like the entertainers and the basketball players. This is what was called shucking and jiving back in slave time. See, before entertainment and things like this was big business, they made slaves entertain them. And then that entertainment became big, meaning boxing. This started from slave master making two niggas just fight because he was bored. And then this became interesting, to where they can actually make revenue off it. So now the slave gets to travel around and he feels more important than the other slaves. He's treated better. He's an entertainer, whether you was a singer, tap dancer, whatever shucking and jiving you did. But now in today's times, it's the same thing. Yeah, basketball players and football players get millions of dollars. Entertainment, actors, rappers, musicians, yes, they get money for it, but they get raped. So it's a deep thing y'all have to grasp. It's not just as simple as, oh, I'm doing better than the next person, so I'm good. You may be doing better than the next person. You may have your own business, and you may be doing better than your workers, but you still have to answer to the government, and they're raping you the same way you're raping them. And it's a deep thing y'all have to grasp, because the system truly benefits no one except those at the top. So just because you're a business owner, you're like a mini enslaver. But you'll never be like the slave master or the government. You'll never be like this. You'll just be a small little piece. You're like a representative of the power of the government. Meaning you go with the system. So it's a deep thing y'all have to grasp. And if y'all don't take a stand at some point and not go with the system, y'all gonna lose good brothers like me that's willing to sacrifice and go against the system and not work and give them shit. None of my time. But if y'all working, then I'll be forced to have to eventually work, because I got a lot of skills and talents. I can make money in this system. But it's deeper than that. I can make more money independently if I can get people to grasp that the power is in those who do the work. It's a deep thing you have to grasp. The power is in the many, not the few. But the problem is the many follow the few. And it's a deep thing you have to grasp. We got to raise up in spirit. Raise up in the way we do things. Never forget, this is literally hell, and this is where you are. And it's a deep thing you have to grasp. Y'all see them brothers over in the Middle East breaking down those carvings and all of that stuff? I get it now. They trying to get the life back. They trying to get rid of all the symbols and statues and buildings and get the life back. Because this is how you get out of hell. When you're living right, this is how you get out of hell. Because the people are the hell. Now that's not to say you ain't literally in hell. In a time long ago, spirits, because that's what we are, spirits in bodies. But you don't got to even mention the body, because with or without the body, you're still a divine spirit, which is a sperm cell. And it's a deep thing you have to grasp. But spirits long ago was cast here, away from the all of the life. And they made this place they was cast to hell. See, y'all have to grasp, the life isn't cruel. The life ain't send them fallen, or whatever you may want to call them. The life ain't send them to no prison, or no horrible, filthy place. The life sent them to a beautiful existence. Just away from us, because y'all got problems. So the life is beautiful. So there is no ugly place to put anyone. It's a deep thing you got to grasp. You just put them separate. Put them over here, because they don't know how to act. But it was beautiful still. Now the hell you hear of was created by those that were sent to this existence separate from others. So we make it hell. We made the place hell. It was just a separate place. So it's a simple thing y'all have to grasp. It was just a separate place. And the people made it hell because of the way they think and the way they live. Which is the same way we live and think now. So you have to grasp. Hell is within. You want to get out of hell, you got to learn to change your ways and learn the right way to live. And stop looking at the right way as less, or not as fun, or not as entertaining. The life is so exciting. Y'all so lost in sci-fi. But the life is way more exciting than anything you're going to watch on TV or any goofy-ass topic that a brother may decide he want to teach. It's a deep thing y'all have to grasp. But y'all probably ain't. It's your main man Solace, Pretty Hefe, Sex Symbol Solace, the conscious cutie. Oh boy.